Hello, hello. Chapter 8, Part 2. You are a badass. We're going to start. So we already did 1, 2, 3. We're going to do point number 4. Don't reinvent the wheel. Look around and see what other people are doing. Whose lives makes you totally jealous? What things are people doing that you would love to do too? What do you think is the coolest? Who do you think is the coolest purse ever? Lisa. You don't need to reinvent your ideal life from scratch. You just need to figure out what makes you feel alive. So if what someone else is doing sparks your interest, take notice. It could mean that your calling has something in common with theirs. Get specific about things in their lives that turn you on. No. Get specific about the things in their lives that turn you on. Yeah. Is it because they get to travel the world? Is it that they have a solid routine? Is it that they have no routine? Is it that they work alone? That they work in the nude? Good. That they get to go be outside all day? That they work with their hands, their eyes, their ears, their animals, their spouse? The more specific you get, the easier it will be to create a picture of what you want. Read magazines that interest you. Talk to as many people as you can. Hang out in places where people who share your interests hang out. Put yourself out there, and you never know what you might learn that you will inform your next move, or whom you might meet that will present you with your next opportunity. Numero 5. Don't get caught up in the Thunderbolt hype. I think one of the most paralyzing misconceptions is that we're all supposed to have one true calling that comes to us in a mighty flash of soul-defining insight. While there are those people who've always known exactly what they want to do, there are a hell of a lot more of us out there who spend most of their lives, if not all of their lives, wandering around, looking under rocks and behind trees for who we are. Let yourself off the hook if you don't have that one big, perfect thing that you know you came here to do. Same goes for finding the one big, perfect soulmate, by the way. And feel good about the fact that you'll probably fulfill several callings throughout your life and possibly relationships. If you think about it, it makes more sense to evolve as you age anyway. When I think about who I was in my 20s compared to who I am now, I can't imagine anything more unappealing than going after some of the things that resonated with me back then. Follow what feels good in the moment, every moment, and it will lead you through a most excellent life. Number 6. Listen to your intuition. If you really want to get in touch with who you are and what you love to do, and who you love to do it with, dedicate some time in tuning into your intuition. One of the best ways to do this is to spend 5 minutes of quiet by yourself every day. I read. We spend the vast majority of our time moving at full speed ahead, both physically and mentally, and we literally bulldoze over the very answers we're seeking because they can't be heard above the din. When you sit quietly and ask, you get an answer. Eventually, stick with it. Be patient and wait to hear from your inner guidance. You have all the answers you need. You just need to give them a chance to get you through, to get through to you. Number 7, follow your fantasies. Now that I've given you all the gentler ways to figure yourself out, I'm going to suggest something you're probably not going to like so much. Jump in the deep end and follow your fantasies. What do you fantasize about when you're staring out the window of a train, or before you go to sleep at night, or when you're pretending to listen to someone really boring talk off your ear? Are you on stage doing stand-up comedy in front of thousands of hysterical fans? Are you surrounded by your beautiful children in the coziest, happiest home ever? Are you being celebrated for building orphanages around the world? Do this exercise as if money were not an issue. Tap into what brings you great joy instead of what you think you need to do to survive. If you had an unlimited supply of cash, would you spend your life doing? Our fantasies are the most revealing peepholes into who we are and what we think is awesome. No matter how out there and ridiculous it may seem, they mean something to us and usually represent our biggest and best versions of ourselves. Our fantasies are our realities in our excuse-free world. Meanwhile, We'd all be mortified if anyone could read our minds and catch us in the act. I know it's totally stupid. I want to sing Broadway. Well, is that really stupid? Someone's out there doing it, so why couldn't you? Much of the time, we pretend we aren't clear on what our calling is when what's really going on is that we're horrified to face it because it seems, I know, honey. I just got this little bit to read, okay? Thank you. Much of the time, we pretend we aren't clear on what our calling is when what's really going on is that we're horrified to face it because it seems too big or too impossible to make a living at, or completely out of question for us. But what if you had the audacity to leave your excuses and your shame without wanting to be huge and fabulous behind you and really went for it full on anyway? What if you decided to do the most outrageous, most exciting thing ever, dared, fantasized about, regardless of what anyone, including your terrified self, thought? That would be a living. Number 8, love yourself. Like you're the only one. Love yourself like you're the only you there is, because it's true. All right. And that is chapter 8. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Make sure you're commenting so I know that you're reading or you're paying attention to the reading, so I keep doing them, okay? See you later. Bye.